What's up, guys, and welcome to Get to Work, because there's nothing better to do on Christmas Eve than to celebrate by filling yourself with self-loathing and anger and hatred towards evil people who make evil things. Today we're going to be doing the Doinkler portfolio, which is a collection of levels that were released as part of the free DLC that Isto released along with the game. So yeah, we're just gonna go through all of the stages. We're gonna go through files 1 through 6, and we're gonna start in 3, 2, 1, go. All right, now first things first. Let's get the elephant out of the room, okay? This guy has a fade. That is a pretty good fade. Your barber did you pretty good. My only problem is like the sort of like center part of the hairline. He didn't exactly get you straight. But whatever, here we go. Oh yeah, and also I got a new microphone, which is pretty cool. It's pretty cool new microphone. I actually got this microphone at like a sort of secret Santa that me and my friend group were doing. And I gotta say, I'm pretty shocked at this microphone's quality. I was testing it earlier in like a Discord call with a few friends, and they said my voice sounded really clear. So yeah, hopefully it sounds clear for you guys too. But anyway, on to the game, describing the game itself anyway. This game depicts I can't exactly remember this guy's name. I can't remember who I'm playing as. The story is he's one of the people to work on the Doinkler portfolio, and that's one of the like really impossible portfolios, like the really hard ones. Oh fuck. I need to reset. Now this mode is significantly different than the main game, because I'm gonna be playing this game in sort of stages, right? See, you can see there's like levels up at the top left. And what I find unique about this part of the game is that there is actually sort of like a story that goes along as you play. There's like voice messages you can get, and it's like calls from certain celebrities. You can get like voice messages from Joe Bartolozzi, which is really funny. I love Joe Bart. But yeah, these levels work sort of like Monkey Ball, in the sense that the levels sort of start easy. Well, they're supposed to start easy, and then they get harder as they go. Oh, that's good speed. Right there. Boom, bitch. Money. But yeah, let's talk about something else. Cause that's pretty much a synopsis of the game's plot. You're just a guy trying to resolve the Doinkler portfolio, as every other past worker has, and this is the sort of journey of your struggle to do so. I think there's like certain points at which you do like pretty illegal things. Like there's like a point in the game where you like hire like 73 clowns or something. You hire like a bunch of clowns or something. But yeah, anyway, let's talk about this new microphone. This microphone is really cool. I really enjoy this microphone. It sounds really good. I might not be able to put a picture of it on screen. I might not have time to do that, cause I'm trying to get at least get this video out Christmas Day, right? So it could be like a little Christmas present for you guys, so you can watch. You have something to watch while you're like enjoying your new presents or something. But yeah, anyway, as I mentioned, I got this from a Secret Santa. It was only $30, because that was the limit. Yeah, this microphone actually looks really cool, and it has pretty good quality for like its price. It like sort of lights up at the part where you'd speak into it. There's like a little net in front of it that like sort of prevents you from like prevents your breathing from like getting into it. Oh shit. Okay, that was close. What am I doing? Why am I trying to save that? Anyway, back to the microphone. I wanted to get this one because it had RGB and the RGB looked really cool. And when I first like opened it out of the box, I didn't know how to like turn the lights on. The manual I got in the box didn't really tell me how to turn the lights on. It just sort of told me how to get the mic working on my computer. When I plugged it in, I noticed that there was like a volume sort of dial on the microphone, like where like near the back of the microphone where the cable is. The cable sort of like attaches to the bottom. And so I tried like adjusting the volume of it a little. Fuck. And I like sort of pressed down on the volume knob and then the lights turned on. I was like, what? And so eventually, after like fucking around with it a little more, I eventually figured out that the volume button was not the thing you press down on for the lights. It was not meant to be pressed down on at all, actually. It was a little like touch sort of pad thing that like, it was like under the like net of the microphone. It's very hard to see because there's like no label that indicates it's there and it's like sort of black with like a few markings on it. But yeah, once I figured that out, I was off to the hills, man. And now I have the best rainbow colored microphone of my dreams. So I hope you guys enjoy the higher mic quality that will be present in my videos from now on. Although if you guys request it, maybe I'll like use shittier mic quality if you prefer that. Just like leave a comment down below. Just let me know. Yeah. Anyway, this level's pretty elaborate. I'd say like the hardest thing about some of these levels is just finding the path, right? Like finding out what is intended, what you're meant to do. Yeah, that was file 1. That was pretty easy. Now for file 2, which focuses on these big old jumps. That's not how you're meant to do it. A small issue I have, and this isn't really like devastating or anything. It just like annoys me sometimes. But like sometimes I find you're holding this like level of consistency that should allow you to make certain jumps, right? Because you have to be like, there's like a level of like perfectness that goes into every one of these jumps, right? Some jumps are like speed checks, you know, you need a certain amount of speed, or sometimes you need a certain amount of height. But some jumps, I just find that like they're not consistent. You know what I mean? Like sometimes I find myself just holding this angle that realistically should be able to make the jump that I'm trying to perform, but it doesn't, for some reason, make the jump. And that's it's not really that much of an issue, really. It's just it's like I said, really annoying. Yeah, this level is pretty easy. You know, you got the guardrails to help you. Curve climb, it's called, and then you do this big old jump at the end. Don't fuck up there, or else you'll end up at the very beginning, as is the theme with most of these levels. And you thought curve climb 1 was easy. Now there's no guardrails. Now you have to do the turning. Fuck. But then again, they do make up for like the extremely tiny platforms with that one giant, really heavily guarded one that you climb up. So thank you, Isto, for making this whole experience a lot more easier. That sole inclusion of that one like very specific curve, that made me smile. That means these people have hearts, you know, these people care about their players. An opinion I will probably contradict with later. Okay, we barely made that one. Now this level in particular is really difficult because it's really long and you need to make all of the jumps in a row. It's called Multi-Level Madness. And this one's like the very first jump. Oh. I didn't believe I was gonna make it at first because like like my character sort of bumped a little on the lip. But yeah, we ended up making it. That's really cool. Now these levels, I hate these levels. The ones with like the tight ropes, because these are fucking annoying. Oh yeah, did I mention you need speed too? You need like a level of speed to make that last jump over there. Yeah, good luck gathering speed on a tightrope. Fuck. You know, it's sort of like a F1 racer trying to like, you know these videos of like people driving really fast on highways and they sort of like tilt their car 45 degrees so that they're driving on two wheels? Well, imagine these levels like that, except you're doing that on a like 2-inch long, 0.4 millimeter wide piece of string. Oh yeah, and this is Curve Climb 3, by the way. You thought they wouldn't make any more past Curve Climb 2? God? See, you see what I mean by that? Like, I held the angle that was supposed to be held. I was going straight forward as fast as I could, and I ended up hitting a lip and losing all of my speed anyway. But the good news is, this is the last Curve Climb level that you will be seeing. In this game, so like, you gotta enjoy it while it's here, you know. All right, here we go. Come on, there we go. Big money. That's what this game is all about. It's money. Yeah, and also you can sort of like skip the loop-de-loop by doing this. Oh no. Yeah, just like do this. Oh my. Yeah, just do this. There we go. And then you don't have to do the loop-de-loop at all. And this is Crossroads, your punishment for skipping the loop-de-loop in the last level. Because in this one, you pretty much have to do it. There's like no other option. So what do you guys have on your Christmas lists this year? What'd you guys get for Christmas? Whatever it was you did get, I'm hoping you got everything you wanted, right? Now, If you're gonna ask me what I got for Christmas, I can't exactly answer that question yet, because like I said, I don't know if I said this directly actually. I'm recording this video on Christmas Eve because I'm off work and I've pretty much got nothing else to do. So, welcome to Tightrope Turmoil 2. You thought Tightrope Turmoil 1 was bad. Well, this one's actually better than Tightrope Turmoil 1 because this one, weirdly enough, I'd say this one is more forgiving than TT1 because less speed is required to do it. Man, what am I doing? Okay. Oh, okay. See, unlike Tightrope Turmoil 1, that gap is like a sort of it's a much easier jump to make. It's a deceptively forgiving jump. And now we're on to file 3. We're pretty much halfway through this mode already, which shocks me because you know things in life are fleeting. You know, it goes by a lot faster than you might think. But yeah, I'd say these levels are really fun. You know, the ones in World 3, especially because they involve a lot of speed. Fuck. I just sort of figured out this now, but I think regulatory hoops. Fuck me, dude. That never fucking happened in practice, dude. But the regulatory hoops bit is sort of like an allusion to the first game. Remember, like, the main game, right? Where the section where you're jumping through the rings that are on fire. This is sort of like an allusion to that. It's like that, but like 10 times better. Fun level. 8 out of 10. Now this level is like... This level is sort of like... This is one of those levels where you have to be perfect. Because you need like speed for every jump. Or else that's going to happen. And then you're just going to be stuck here in the vast emptiness forever. And then you're just going to wander off the edge. But yeah, I like these levels too. Because it's very satisfying when your guy goes in the hole. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Now there's 3 big jumps you gotta make. That's 1. That's 2. Come on. And that's 3. For that 3rd jump, I sort of had to slow down a little because I had too much speed. But yeah, that's how you do that. Oh, well, are you telling me to weave? Nah, fuck that. I'm just gonna launch over the wall. Oh yeah. Fuck. Man, they really put the anti-cheat in this level. But yeah, you're sort of forced to do the weave here because unfortunately these devs are aware of the glitches that players use to cheese the main game. So they ensured like in these levels you'd have like anti-cheat that sort of prevents you from doing like from just like cheesing the whole level. Ah, damn it. Now this level's kind of slow, which is why I'm not a fan. But like if you get the joke. This is the first level you could sort of cheese. Well, to my ability, I can cheese. See if you like you can go sort of this way and then you can weave onto this platform. Then there's like jumps you have to do and shit. And cheating sort of seems impossible because if you try to do it normally, you just like go over here and then the bumpers just stop you. But what if you weave around the wall where the bumpers are? What if you do that? See, they didn't think of everything. They thought of most things, but they didn't think of everything. And that's where I come in. See, my purpose is to exploit your weaknesses and cheese the hardest levels and make them look like magic. Make them look like a fucking Tinkerbell did it. But yeah, this level's pretty standard. You just sort of like for these like sort of loops that loop in sort of like back on itself. You just sort of like go forward and then let the camera turn. See, the game even tells you that if you're using a controller, yeah, just let the camera turn. See, I'm not even moving the right stick, and the camera's just doing all the work. Oh, did you see how close that was? Now, see, this is another level you can cheese, sort of. Let's try go over this wall. Aw, damn it. Well, now let's try going around the wall. Let's try going around. Okay, I need a bit of like a more sharper angle than that. Sort of the like strat to do. It's a little bit difficult to do because the bumpers are gonna spawn, but you land on the corner of the wall, sort of like I did, and that'll give you like enough sort of grip to like make your way onto the goal platform. Now this level I'm very familiar with because I often fail at this level, especially at this part where you have to make the jump into the hole. Let's see if I can make it. All right, here we go. Come on. There we go. Now notice that there's no wall that protects you from overshooting it, so you have to sort of control your velocity and your trajectory so that you make it without like overshooting it, of course. Now, am I going to do this entire level as intended? Fuck no. I'm gonna go to like this platform right here and then just crawl up, and that like skips like 17 jumps. Bada bing, bada boom. See, it's so easy. Oh yeah, I love when your character does this. Sometimes, like when you finish in the right way, your character just sort of slides down off of the ending platform. Now this level looks cheesable too, right? Let's try cheesing it. All right, here we go. Oh shit. See, they even completely block off the door from like you entering it. But let me propose a different option. What if we go over here and then approach from this angle? Fuck, this usually works. I usually get it like Like every 1 and 2 tries, I usually get it. Oh, there we go. These developers, they can't do anything. Not with me. Look deep into my eyes, my soulless, dead, emotionless eyes. Do you know how much research I put into this? Do you know how much effort? Do you know how much time I've spent concocting these skips? I'm just kidding, of course. I'm not like the. I'm sure I'm not the inventor of these skips, but like, they're pretty easy to do, and I can pull them off. So, yeah, that's really cool. Also, an interesting thing about this level. If you do nothing, your character will just move forward, off of the jump, and then fall off. And you see, I haven't moved yet. The timer hasn't started. So I guess you could sort of like use this to your advantage to get like a better angle on the ramp. And then as you reach the ramp, you can sort of go, and that'll save you like point fucking something of a second. But yeah, I just prefer doing it normally because you get more speed that way. Now this world revolves around wall tapping. It's the gimmick where if you sort of tap the wall, you can like get a little bit of like upward velocity while like changing the angle of your jump. Think of it like if you were playing like a modern 2D Mario game, right? You know how Mario, like if you hit the trigger, Mario twirls? Think of it like this. What if Mario's twirl and his wall kick had an extremely disfigured inbred baby? Yeah, breed those two together, you get wall tapping. That's the premise. Time for a little bit of a rant. These levels with like the plates, these levels where you like bounce on like pillars with like a single plate on top, they suck. These levels suck. They're terrible by design and they're terrible to play, and they never should have been made. That one was easy. But just wait until the next one. This is Tilted Jump Pads 2. Now, I hate this level with a burning passion because 90% of the time, I find you do everything right and you still don't make it. And if you like do it too good, you overshoot the fucking plates and you don't bounce. So yeah, there's like a really specific way you're supposed to bounce off of these plates. You have to go like, you have to go fast enough to reach the next plate, but like slow enough so you don't overshoot and miss the next one. Come on. There we go. Okay, now don't fuck it up. Don't fuck this one up. Because if you fuck this one up, you're gonna get really upset. Trust me, it happens. You will struggle a lot. And you will fail. But if you just like keep throwing yourself at it, you will succeed eventually. Now this level isn't too bad. It involves a little bit of wall tapping. At least that's what I think is supposed to be intended. Now I've had runs where at this sort of last jump here where you're supposed to tap off the wall, I've had runs where like I just weave around the glass and make it here anyway. So if you can do that consistently, I guess that would also be an option. But like, yeah, you're supposed to tap off the wall sort of there. Now the half pipe jump pad levels I don't really have an issue with. Although some of the jumps are a little bit sketchy. But like these levels are they're all right. I give them like a 6 out of 10 on this one. Like a few of the jumps are like a little bit unpredictable. Like you're not like immediately gonna know that you're supposed to like go over there and then go over here and then jump to here, and then you're supposed to reuse that same bounce pad from earlier to get all the way up to the finishing platform. But I guess there's a certain joy in like figuring this stuff out. You know, it's not really a complaint. You know, it's just like it's actually quite good that they sort of don't directly tell you what you're supposed to do. And you're supposed to, like, figure out the steps you're supposed to take to complete each course. You know, I'm not like Dark Side Phil. I don't need yellow paint everywhere. And you just bounce off of this, and you're supposed to come down here, gather speed, go up, and you do it. Yeah, these levels are pretty unique, especially this one. I like the title of this one, Around the World. Essentially, you go around this giant square. All right, here we go. We have enough speed this time. Come on, let's do this first try. Damn it, dude. Sometimes I regret when certain words come out of my mouth, because usually whenever I say the words first try, I never make it. Whenever, like, it's like a curse, you know? Whenever the words first try are even muttered, like, it is pretty much guaranteed that I'm not gonna make it first try. Unless it's canonless in Super Mario 64. I always do that on my first try. And bada bing bada boom. That level took me a lot shorter than usual. It usually takes me like 10 whole minutes to do that level. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the benefits of practicing off camera. God, like you touched the thing with your hand. You touched the bounce pad with your hand. I saw you do it. Why won't you bounce? Why aren't you bouncing right now? Okay, that was weird. But we're pretty much almost done World 4. This is level 10 of World 4. I forgot how many levels specifically there were in World 4, but like, just know that like once you reach like 9 or 10, it's pretty close to being done. There's usually like 10, 11, or 12 levels in each world. Oh fuck! God damn, that was the last jump too. This part is sort of like weird because like on those like horizontal ones sort of down there, you can't go like maximum speed. You have to like slow down a little or else you'll overshoot them. And now begins what is considered my worst nightmare in terms of worlds in this game. This is World 5. Now World 5 introduces these sort of timed platforms that if you're not fast enough on them, you just like they just vanish out of existence, and they never come back. They never do. See, I looked back at the first one to see if it came back. It never does. So they're only one use, just like a fucking condom. And you get one shot at doing it, and if you don't make it, too fucking bad. Now this one's a real bitch. But I find the strategy for this one is just to use like, tap left and right, and then just like do like a little bit of like mini brakes on those. If you're like fast enough on that first half of the turn, you can just sort of brake a little on the second, just to like get your bearings. Now I'm sure there's a way that this level can be cheesed somehow, like going up here or something, and then just like weaving your way over to that platform, but like I don't know how they do it. So yeah, I'm just gonna do this level normally, but just know I have a very sneaking suspicion that there is a way to do that. It might not even be humanly possible, but I always know that there has to be a way. See, it even looks so makeable from here. Okay, so do you guys remember that part in the game where you had to ride down along that skinny, like, blue glass at the, like, midsection of the game? Well, welcome back to that, except the blue glass is now timed. Yeah, that's why they call this level PTSD, because now you're on a timer to do it. But see, I'm so emotionally numb and like so emotionally jarred from failing this level so many times. See the total time in the level, half an hour? That was like a half hour of pure frustration and just pain, right? It was not a good time. That's all I'm gonna say. Now this level you could sort of like skip a jump here by like going onto here. But like you sort of have to be prepared because it's gonna like launch you all the way backwards. You can also sort of like, okay, I didn't really do it right, but like there's a way you could sort of get on top of that like angled launch platform, and it'll like launch you up to like above that wall that's like over there, and that saves like a pretty big chunk of time. Oh yeah, see, I just got it. Yeah, this saves a pretty big chunk of times because you can just like fall down here and then just grab this platform, and then you can do the level as intended from here. Makes this whole experience 10 times easier. You know, less jumps and you get a faster time. Welcome to probably the most monkey ball-like level in this game. Spiraling stock. You gotta have like a really good bit of speed here. Actually, it's deceptive how much speed you need. You need like at least like, I think it's 95 kilometers per hour. Well, that's my unit of speed that I'm using because, you know, I'm Canadian. So someone in the comments translate that into miles per hour for our American viewers, please and thank you. And but yeah, that's pretty much like a rough estimate of like the speed you need. Also, I like the names of these levels too. They make more sense than Monkey Ball's levels names. See, this level makes sense because you're in a tight space, and the name of this level is called Stocks in Tight Spaces. See, because like the level, oh fuck, now I have to restart. So yeah, that's one thing Isto does right. It's their level names. See, like, it looks like I'm doing it right? I'm doing, like, the exact thing that I need to in order to make it. And then sometimes I just don't make it for some reason. And I don't know why. Sometimes you need to embrace your inner spider and you just need to, like, lay a few eggs. You know, see? Like, just, like, assume the position and just like lay a few eggs and then you just go. All right, now endless cash flow. It's a level I thought you could cheat at, sort of. But if you sort of like grab the top of this platform, let's see if I can do it. You just end up not going anywhere because this like hold ceiling above you stops you from like launching at a weird angle. I like that the anti-cheat this time is part of the terrain. That's really clever, Isto. Good job on that one. I'll give you points for that. But this level isn't really that bad. It's just like a few of these jumps, you know. So sometimes there's an occasional weave in there. But like, you know, it's fine. You can even take a break on this platform if you want to, you know, just like catch a breath. You know, like, smoke a cigarette if you want. But then there's, like, this part with the blue. And this part gets, like, a little bit wacky. Oh, damn it. Especially that last jump, because you'd sort of have to weave, like, in a very weird direction. Well, I'll show you what I mean. I'll show you what I mean. You know, once I get there. I'm guessing most of the reasons why I fail these types of jumps sometimes is that like you're sort of intended to use almost the entire platform to like sort of build each jump. You're supposed to use the strip to like line yourself up before you do it. But sometimes I get a little impatient. Sometimes, you know, I just tend to not do that. All right, now this jump is a little weird. Oh, okay. Yeah, you see what I mean? It's a little bit tight. Like, once you get it, it's good. Oh, boy. Now for this level. This level is called No Brakes Allowed. And this is arguably the worst designed level in this game. First of all, this level's main premise, well, There's no breaks. You get like no breathing room. You have to do everything in one go, right? But like a few of these jumps in particular, this one coming up where you have to like jump sort of into this wall right here. That is like really sketchy and inconsistent. Holy shit, am I actually about to make it? I just made it on my first try. Okay, way to fucking embarrass myself. I guess that hour and I hit my microphone. I guess that hour and 11 minutes of practice really put in some good work. Okay, well that's enough complaining from me. Just know that like a few of the jumps, like, you know, the one with like where you launch up off of the pad that's going up and to the right, and you're sort of like hitting that curved wall to go onto the red. Yeah, that jump in particular, I probably hate the most. On my like last practice session, I tried like getting to that jump for like 30 minutes and nothing worked. I don't know what I was on that day. But like, I guess we're past it now. This is world 6. This is the final world. It's pretty easy. It's just meant to like introduce these rotating wheels of death and despair and agony. Now I think if you like gather enough speed, you can sort of like do that. I think that's what you're meant to do. I'm not entirely sure, but like that's just how I do it. Okay. Oh, okay. That jump is usually very annoying. I never get that jump on my first try, but like it seems I'm getting a really big stroke of luck on this night in particular. Why did I have to open my mouth? Why did I have to do that? Why did I say that? See, now this is the point where everything starts to go wrong. Oh, see, now I can't even make the first jump. Now, I guess you could do the first jump like that too, if you know, if you feel like it. I usually find difficulty with that jump because the ramps are like angled a weird way, and if you like move like a little bit too fast, you'll just sort of like fly over the top of the ramp, and you won't get like enough height to make it. But yeah, that's pretty cool that I made that. Now here's a unique premise for a level. You have to balance on a long spinning path on a wheel. See it's called circular trading, and that's a really unique name for a level. Now I don't know if this was made by design. I don't know if this was like intended, but usually on these levels, I find that if you break, you don't lose, like, you don't like move with the track, right? Because usually if you break on a moving object, you sort of like grip onto it and like stay on like that side. But if you break on here, you don't like lose speed. You just sort of stay in the same place and the track just moves underneath you. Now, I don't know if this was intended, but like it really helps. Just like next time you play this level, if you know, if you have this game, just try breaking on this. It really helps out. Also, I advise you to be careful, sort of, because like if you like lose a little bit too much speed, you're gonna be like at the back half of the wheel, and then you have to like regain speed to stay on top. And if you don't gain enough speed, you just like well, that's what happens if you gain too much speed. You fall into the infinite vastness of space. But yeah, you'll just like fall off the wheel, and then you'll think you're a loser or something. That's what happens if you lose too much speed. Oh yeah, see, now I'm at the back half of the wheel and I have to move forward with it now. I find that the gray pole sort of helps me line up with the top of the wheel. It sort of highlights that sweet spot you're supposed to be in. It's not exactly at the top of the wheel, but it's like that sweet spot you gotta be in order to like have maximum control of your character. So yeah, that's a few tips to help you deal with the spinning wheels of doom and despair. Also, sometimes I just like to do this, and that like skips some of the level. It's a little bit risky to go for, but like it saves like, now I don't know how many seconds, but it saves seconds. Now this world also introduces, well, first of all, it stays on theme, but it also introduces, you know, the cogs from like the base game. Well, think of that, but like at an angle. Oh, but yeah, it's called twisty cogs. It's not a difficult level, I'd say. It's just a few of these jumps are a little bit like finicky. You gotta like control your speed like a little bit. Now I gotta apologize for not uploading last week. Like I said in my post, if you saw that, I was doing Christmas things with my family, and then like a few days later, I learned my Nan is in the hospital. She has a severe liver infection, but you know, I'm not gonna think about that right now. Just know that she's okay. That is a really big cog. Now, potential advisory statement. You better not mishear cog as another word. Don't do that. Now another premise this world introduces is, well, it's not really like a new premise. This is just sort of the weave that was from earlier, but like it's like a longer weave. It's the sharp pivot. I call it the sharp pivot that may sometimes vault you into space. You gotta hold that angle. It's not exactly told to you what angle you gotta hold, but you gotta hold the angle, right? And that gives you the best circumstances for landing each jump. Oh, come on. Fuck. I didn't pivot at the right angle. Now, I'm gonna be honest. I didn't really expect to make it this far in this little time. You know, sometimes I impress myself. I thought most of the recording time was gonna be spent at no breaks allowed. But I just like, I genuinely did not expect to be here this fast. Who knows, maybe if I finish this video quick enough, I'd have time tonight to do the new raids that dropped in Final Fantasy 14. Not sponsored, by the way. I just like, I genuinely do play Final Fantasy 14. You know, they recently added new raids, right? They're called Hell on Rails, I think. God, I sound like a fucking nerd right now. Okay, I'm just gonna stop talking about Final Fantasy, cause who knows? What if like I get like a girlfriend, right? And she watches my videos, and then she finds out that I play Final Fantasy 14, and that like changes her thoughts on me, you know? But anyway, just like get to the end of this big old cog here. You know, go around it with your finger a few times. Give it a few strokes, and then you'll end up right here. And this jump is a little bit difficult. There we go. Yeah, this level's pipe transfer. Don't mind the number. Don't mind the number of what this level is. Don't mind it. We're now at 6-8. So like, just ignore the previous level number. There are no jokes. Like the previous level number. This is level 6-8. We will not be making any of those jokes in the comments. You know what ones. We're not making any. We are intelligent human beings that do not find certain numbers funny. Well, aside from 69, we find 69 funny, but like not that number. You know what number I mean. Not that one. But yeah, this level is pretty helpful if you break as well. Cause like if you break, you'll just stay in the same spot. There's also like a few wall taps in here, but they're not too hard. With practice, they're not too hard to hit. Now the only thing here that changes is that there's no like sort of pull to tell you where that sweet spot is. So you just have to sort of stay at the top of the wheel using your own guidance and intelligence. Going down the road feeling bad. I'm going down the road feeling bad. Going down the road feeling bad, and I ain't gonna be treated this way. But yeah, once you get that third jump, the rest of it is pretty easy. Just like do like a half pipe. Now, welcome to sort of half the bane of my existence, tightrope tower. But they should have, what they should have called it was bounce pad tower, because there's more bounce pads all over the level than there is tightropes. But I will admit, this level I'd say is better designed than the previous like jump pad levels. All right, now I'm gonna show you a little trick you can do to skip this second half with all the timed platforms. So if you go like in between this corner and the pillar, and you spam the shit out of the grab button, well, it's not exactly spamming. You sort of have to do it in a rhythm. But your character can actually climb the wall, right? He's like Spider-Man, even though he has wheels on his hands and his feet and his elbows. He can climb this shit like he's fucking Spider-Man, right? And you keep doing that until he gets to the top, right? Like right here. And then you just like line yourself up and you fall, and then you just do the last part, right? Yeah, you gotta have a little bit of speed, but this jump is like very forgiving. And that's how you cheese the second half of Tightrope Tower and make your experience a whole lot easier. Also 6'9", 69, funny number, new best time. All right, now this is the last level in the game. It's called One Fell Swoop, and you know, just watch, okay? All right, so you got these like jumps here. Okay, so you got these jumps here, sort of reminiscent of curve climb, and then you have the bounce pad. See, this level is like the leitmotif of every single other level in the game. See, the second jump with like the bounce pad on the wall, I think that's Around the World. It's supposed to be referencing Around the World. But like, I can't seem to be, I can't seem to get it right now at the moment. Okay, there we go. They go up here. You can go over these walls if you want. You know, it's pretty hard to time, but like you can do it. See, this is the part where like nerves will get to you. This is the part where your hands will be sweating, and your neck will be stiff, right? But yeah, this is the weave. Go up here, bounce to this ramp, and then just like See, the thing I like about this level is that the path is obvious, while also being big enough to be like elaborate and have like a lot of steps to take in order to beat it. And I feel that's very fitting for a final level of this caliber, right? So yeah, you do this big old jump, then you do like a few more big old jumps. This is a reference to regulatory hoops. See, you even fly through a hoop. And then you do sharp pivot, right? And then here's the timed platforms again. Fuck, I fell. But yeah, when I do this level, I'm gonna show that I did all of it in one take, in one try. I'm gonna show the entire thing, uncut, all of it. Just so you know, just as a like show, like a showing of my skill. You know what I've learned throughout this experience. Timed platforms, too easy. Fuck. See, sometimes it helps when you're on one of those giant cogs. It helps to like go for a little like extra spin, you know, just so you can like properly time it. See, sometimes there's special circumstances that prevent you from doing what you need to do. But what the real challenge is, fuck, I'm trying to deliver a motivational speech here. But what the real challenge is overcoming the odds. Because in this level, the odds are very much stacked against you. You know, it's a pretty difficult level. But once you know the method, anything is possible. Let's end this recording. Fuck, that last attempt, I didn't know if that pad was gonna bounce me or not. I was a little bit too low. We got it this time. I can feel it. Oh no. Okay, this will be it. This is the run. I can feel it. Yep, my brain is tingling in just the right way right now. I can feel all the chemicals in my brain mixing and merging to create that feeling of locked in that I need. Fuck. Okay, I think we could still clutch it. Yeah, this is savable. I blame lag. I blame lag for that one. See, the game lagged for like a solid second there. If the game didn't lag, if I didn't lose, I would have won. That's at least that's what I think Jake Paul said to Anthony Davis when he lost the boxing match and he broke his jaw in 2 places. You gotta be a little bit fast here because the timed platforms are very tight. Fuck, no way, man. I crumbled. I crumbled under pressure. It's not what I'm meant to do. Also, if you want to know the ending to this game, just like a bit of a spoiler warning. You end up like doing a lot of illegal stuff, right? In your journey to resolve the Doinkler portfolio. But in the end, you don't go to jail. And that's good, cuz going to jail is not really ideal for your standard human being. All right, come on. Yep, I got it this time. Yep. This is it. And that's the game. Well, Merry Christmas, guys. I hope you got everything that you asked for on your list. I figured I'd upload a video to make up for last week's lack of upload. I guess I will see you guys, I'd say probably next week, if not like a few days after Thursday or whatever. But like, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace out, take care, and Merry Christmas. And have a Happy New Year as well.